That lady that just lied on Bootsie name and saying that Bootsy sexually assaulted her at the age of 5. Who told you to do that? Tell us who told you to do that, because to get your TikTok and say that this man came in your your granddaddy's house. Your mama was there. He came in the room with you. You was in your bed. He did all of this on top of you and telling you sweet little lies in your ear at 5 years old, by the way. You proceeded to kick, scream, holler, punch, bite, scratch, all that. You also had a seizure. You also did all of this. And then in the process of what all of that happened, you said that he left you in a pool of blood, but then he went to the bathroom, got a towel to clean up you and him, but he still left you in this pool of blood. Then you crawled to your mama covered in this blood, and then you told your mama that this is what happened to you, but you was trying to tell her at first, but it was so hard to wake her up, you couldn't really wake her up. So you telling us now that even though you did all that screaming, hollering, punching, scratching, biting, your mama didn't wake up not one time. Now, when you put it on TikTok, everybody asks you what happened at the end. You failed to tell us that your granddaddy was charged for it. Your mama also went to jail for child neglect and endangerment. And nowhere in the police report it said Little Bootsy. I hope he sued the draws, the thongs, the skin off you and your whole entire family. Because to sit there and lie on somebody's name, I am a woman, and it's already easy for us to get out here and say somebody touched us and nobody have to do any research behind it. But it's also illegal to tell the whole entire internet that someone did this to you, all while crying on cue, and you're still saying this happened. I really hope that Lil Boosie take the necessary steps to make sure he get justice for what you just done to him. And to people that's in the comments as well saying that you don't put it past nobody, and of course that happened, and you know for a fact you believe her. Boosie sued too. Protect your name. I got boys, and I wish you would play on their names. I'm telling you now. That's it.
I'm ready to tell my story, how I was sodomized and raped by the rapper that goes by the name of Boosie. This took place when I was 5 years old. He dated my mother back around the 2000s, and a very violent person, what I can remember. He was very nice to me in the beginning, and it went about him coming around a few times after the fact, and he started to act like a different person. One night, my mother was asleep, and he came in, and he started to abuse me. Then around that time, I actually can remember I was sleeping. It was midnight. It was dark. I was sleeping in my bed at my grandfather's house, and I can remember him sexually assaulting me, and he was on top of me. He was on top. He was on top of me. And I cried, and I kicked, and I screamed, and I told him to stop. He kept raping me. He wouldn't stop. And I can remember him whispering in my ear, and that I would never have a true love. He would always be my first love. I can remember me biting him, kicking, screaming for him to get off of me. I was having seizures. I can remember this man leaving me on the floor covered in blood. He left my grandfather's house and left me covered in blood, passed me a towel, and told me that I had to clean so I can clean myself. He cleaned himself. He gave me a towel for me to clean myself. And I can remember him leaving the house. I was so tired. I had to crawl to my mother, covered in blood, to get help. He ruined bonds.
Man, this whole thing with Boosie, man, it's getting out of hand, man. But then you just look at the timeline and everything, man. Like Boosie, just a couple weeks ago, him and Yak Not even a couple, like a week ago. About a week ago, him and Yak going at it. They going back and forth, you feel? And then from there was a woman who called CPS on him, you feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, how much is enough, bro? Within the last 4 years, Boosie, you faced federal charges. You've been pow-powed. Allegations after allegations, bro. You just need to cool out, bro. You ever stop and think, Boosie, that the streets just might be your downfall, bro? There is a such thing as growth. You made it out them circumstances in Baton Rouge for a reason. Then we listen to you on interviews talk about how the police, the laws, pulled you over in Baton Rouge and threw your money all on the highway and stuff. Like, bro, who wants to live like that? But then my other side is like, this is all they know. Like, most of us go to college and gain college memories and fraternity. It's the same thing for them. Their college memories, for the most of them, is juvie, jail, and prison. A lot of birthdays that was missed on the outside were celebrated on the inside. So it's hard to turn away from things you know, but it's necessary though. Boosie got a whole family, got a whole career. He got people depending on him. How often are we going to trick ourselves out of what's not for everybody? The old saying, where I'm trying to take you, it's not meant for everybody to go. Y'all remember that saying? Sometimes it's just meant to love in that season and then let it go. But some people will just hold on to the detriment of their career, their family, just throw everything down the drain for something that don't stand for nothing. What does the streets really stand for? Now, I'm the sidewalk king. You know what I'm saying? Sidewalk shorty right here. I'm from the hood. I never got into the streets. And I had to stand through everything that came with standing alone. This whole thing with Boosie and this situation, it just seemed like get back. Like, I've really been listening to and doing my research. There's a blogger named AJ47. He basically was saying that the streets is talking. AJ said he did his research, people hit him up, and they saying what I was suspecting though, like this whole thing came out, Yak and him was going back and forth. Then this allegation came forward. Yak ain't saying nothing. Now, I ain't saying Kodak had nothing to do with this situation. I'm just saying, if we going back and forth and this come out on somebody I don't like, I'm all over the blogs. Like, look at this dude, yeah, told y'all, nothing. Cricket. So it got me thinking, right? In the same time, I'm up thinking, I'm like, like, this ain't making sense. Y'all seen my first video. It's just not making sense, though. Why, out of nowhere, when this man album dropped, this young woman come forward with allegations from when she was 5. Shorty looked every bit of 30 plus to me. So I'm like, why now? And then I know Kodak gonna go crazy on this because he was just talking about Kodak, you know, is moving funny with who he doing features with and checking in the PC. So now with these allegations, I'm thinking, yeah, about to, yeah. Rickets. And yeah, just sitting back watching the whole thing. So Boosie is pretty much going through it all. He had CPS called on his shoulder, his fiance. He had the back and forth with Yak. You know, that took energy because he going up against not just Yak, it was Hot Boy Turk, PG. A lot of people got into that conversation. So from there, now these allegations about a young woman saying that he did this to her when she was 5 years old. But then there's another video of a young woman basically saying that wasn't Boosie at 5 years old. That was her grandma. So she can pretty much, that's why the emotions probably look real. Because she probably definitely went through it, but it wasn't with Boosie. So I don't know, man. The whole situation is kind of fishy. It is a lot of energy that's going into it. But I don't know what none of it means, but I think I know what it means. You know what I'm saying? But see, this is the advantage when you're looking at stuff from the streets from the South. Although it has nothing to do with us, we can see it all. And this is just a message for anyone who don't know, because I've been getting emails too, like, why aren't you starting a campaign cancel Boosie? I can't cancel Boosie because I don't know if Boosie did this. We in a society right now where people cry wolf. So if I start a campaign, cancel Boosie, this young lady comes out to be a fraud and a liar. Boosie career is already canceled. His album didn't do well because of these allegations. What would be the punishment for her? Even if she get jail time, he will still have to pick up all opportunities that was coming for him would be. And I'm not saying I care, but this is what this man is going through. Again, sidewalk shorty, prince of the sidewalks, right here. So anything in the street, I'm just sitting back like, yo, I'm looking like, what's going on? Streets is crazy. And the people in the streets, bro, it gets when you get past 30 and you start looking past the things that you survived and you overcome, streets start looking kind of corny. When you look at all the people that you lost as teenagers, bro, they don't even get to enjoy fish fries, their children graduations, family accomplishments and family moments. There's always going to be a missing chair because this fool believed in the streets more than his family, the kids, the people that really mattered. He didn't care for me. Everybody in the street is going to find some type of reason not to be there for the people that truly care about it. Man, I got my own stuff going on. Man, like, I can't even come up there to see you because you know I'm a felon. But meanwhile, they find ways to do everything else to forget about you. This is the streets. So I have no sympathy for no streets, although I have people in my family that I love and I adore that is street people. That don't mean I'm for that. You feel me? I wish them the best, but I understand they signed up on something that was bigger than me. The streets sometimes is bigger than everybody else. See, this whole situation, Boosie, could have been started because you street. This is what comes with the street. There's no rules in the street. So you could be beefing with Yak, but who's not to say Yak? What happened if Yak had nothing to do with this? Yak got fans, bro. So you sitting on this, you going on your beliefs, and people don't believe the same things you believe in, Boosie. Not a lot of people. You got some people, but when has society, you ever seen a society the streets outweigh society? The sidewalk is always gonna have like rank over streets, bro. Because when y'all mess up, y'all always want to come back to the sidewalk. Why not just live a good sidewalk life, bro? Lay out the way. Keep building, keep getting your money. Keep taking care of your family because you can. On top of all the things that you survive, bro. Boosie, you a diabetic. You beat cancer. You still here for your kids. Look how many of your homies that was in the street can't say the same thing. So I think things is going to keep getting hard on you because you won't wake up. You won't move past this chapter in life. So what happened if God is just making everything around you so tough so you can just be like, man, forget this. I'm going to move on. But I respect it. You ain't a quitter. You ain't a quitter. A lot of people doing 15 to life, they weren't quitters. A lot of people in the cemetery doing eternity, they weren't quitters. So if you ain't gonna quit, you don't think coach gonna take you out the game? If you ain't out there and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do in the game, you don't think coach gonna take you out the game? So all I'm saying, Boosie, it's probably time to wake up, bro. I don't know what to believe with these allegations. Because again, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it all. I've seen people come forward with false accusations. I've seen people come forward after years with truthful accusations. All we can do is sit back and watch. For the people that's emailing me, telling me to cancel this man, I can't cancel this man. Now, if all the allegations come out to be true, then you can start your narrative and campaign. But sit back, let this woman and man have their day in court. Get your popcorns. For the content creators, get your scripts. Get everything you need to get. Because it's going to get spicy, baby. Yo, it's the boy right here. It's the Sidewalk Shorty himself. It's True Edition. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. It's your boy, Sidewalk Shorty. True Edition. Make sure you like, share, comment. And we're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Make sure you subscribe to the page, man. Make sure you do that. It's free. I appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to my civilians, the truckers, doctors, poles, everything in between. I